Looks good. I mean, I know we were all there when I bought it, but like, it's pretty cool, you know? This is a nice sweater, I think.
Lifeguard drip.
It's a lifeguard drip.
I think we're recording. Someone do a clap sync. Thank you. Okay. Am I in frame? Yes.
Yeah, you're in
Welcome
frame.
to,
We can-
welcome
we
to, welcome
Yeah, we're
to,
good, we're good.
welcome
You did this
to,
joke
welcome
before.
To, yes.
All right,
Welcome.
Is it
to
really a joke? No, don't do that, John. Stop. Look what. Stop. Don't touch anything. I put this up on purpose, for a certain purpose, and then you're trying to mess it up. Don't do it. God. It's like goddamn audio voice actors. Okay, let me give you a little sample. If you're a voice actor, okay,
Sample. Snap back to reality.
and you're in an audio engineering room to record your lines.
Okay.
You don't ever touch the mic because the audio engineering put it there for a certain purpose. You can touch the mic. Don't touch the XLR cable because if you mess everything up, it's over. It's dead. You edit it.
Damn it.
All right. So, anyways, I think I'm a little too.
Oh, that's funny.
My weakness. I don't want to edit. Editing's hard, yo. If you ever want to...
No, it's not.
It kind of is.
No.
To me, it's just tedious.
Yeah,
It's just...
I think that's the thing for you. It's just tedious for you.
I just can't sit down and be like, all right, edit this video. Because I'm like, but what if I watch this YouTube video for like 3 hours about the Legend of Avatar? The Korra of Avatar, the last Avatar.
Yeah. Well, that's that. I don't know what I'm going with. You have a topic? I don't have a topic.
We did not come prepared.
Nope.
So, our topic for today, not being prepared for topics. How's your topic?
Okay, how about this? Since the last 3 episodes we've been doing was more serious, and this episode I kind of want to have it chill. I kind of want to have it nice and fun today.
Nice and fun. Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
the other times are pretty fun, but they're more serious. We're talking about tips and YouTube and stuff, quality of life and all that.
Quality of life.
But
existence.
yeah, exactly.
Existentialism.
I just want to have a nice and chill. And
Existential
so
crisis.
The last 30 minutes, I think we're gonna need for a certain movie.
We have a topic ready. I don't know. We'll figure out a time.
we'll-
It'll
I
be
really like how
middle
you said
and
we didn't come
somewhere.
prepared, but we actually did come prepared.
We have a single thing
we have
prepared.
one thing.
We have one
That's
thing.
like our big banger end of the video.
Oh,
Type of thing.
Yeah.
like middle of video somewhere.
It's somewhere,
It's gonna be
just not in the
somewhere.
beginning.
It's
I don't
probably
think it's
in
a
our
beginning
title.
thing,
It's probably the title of this because
unless we come up with something.
unless we come up with like genius stuff while we're recording.
Ooh, okay. I know a fun thing to talk about.
Fun thing to talk about.
So this is our last day, a last recording session.
We're gonna
with this
die,
set.
guys. We're gonna die.
We're gonna
Yes,
They're
die.
gonna stab
yes,
us.
we're
Yeah,
gonna-
it's over,
gonna be
man.
dead.
It's over. We're dead.
But this is our last recording session with
No,
this set.
We're gonna upgrade our set.
Yeah, which is exciting things. to think
Exciting
about.
things.
Stay tuned. Stay subscribed.
Stay subscribed.
Yeah,
But also, yeah.
it's. I think it's very exciting. Because right now we have mic stands. If you guys didn't notice,
We got
I
mic
just
stands.
kissed the microphone.
we just
we have mic stands.
we just purchased these literally an hour before we started recording.
I
Like 20
purchased
minutes.
this like
20 minutes before we started recording.
Josh has
I
his
had
mic
I
stand
had
for
mine
him,
for
but
quite a while.
we have our own now,
we have our own
which now
It's-
it probably sounds amazing.
chef's kiss.
Yeah.
And we hopefully will get a new table soon. As you can see, table is literally a foldy table. So
But I kind of like the table. Though.
I mean, the
It-
table,
it adds like a
it adds
certain
character.
Yeah,
it adds character,
But-
but also
it does suck. Yeah, it does.
This table
really
sucks.
suck. Yeah, there's a dent that you guys can't see, but
there's dents.
That's
Why's this
because of
box
my
here?
mic. That's because of my mic stand.
yeah. So
It's all its fault.
and also this
And
table
it's,
also
like,
broke your mic stand.
stained and brown.
I tried.
So
I did my
I
best
bought
to calm
Josh
this
a
down.
$20 mic stand for his birthday.
It was 20 bucks.
However
No, that
long
was for
ago that was.
Christmas.
Was it for Christmas? Okay,
was
for
for
Christmas.
Christmas. I think it
However
was back
long
in,
ago it was.
Yeah, I think it was back in.
And literally
2017.
when we were setting it up for Josh, he only had this table for his desk. And when we were setting it up, it kind of instantly broke. So
Yeah.
No,
it
his-
didn't break. Like
his-
the little like thing, gripper thing on the mic clamp just ripped off because
No.
it sucked.
Here's what I can remember is so Adrian got that mic stand like $20 for me on Christmas 2016, 2017. So I used that for a while because I couldn't upgrade to anything else. And I think I had this table. I had another table before I ever had this table because this table was for John. Because Adrian bought this one for John. But I ended up using it for my desk because the mic stand that I had, which was the cheapo one, wouldn't fit on the other desk that I had, or on the other table that I had. So I actually had to use this.
So the other table that you had, it was like this table, right? But just thicker?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically a white table,
make
but
sure
it was thicker.
I was right.
So
I like being right.
So I just had to use this one, even though it was slightly smaller. And do you mind?
Go on. He's not saying anything. Go on.
And I'm not sure.
I'm listening, Josh. Just don't worry about him. I'm listening.
I'm not sure whether it was this stand or the other stand that made that dent, but I think it was both. Part of me thinks it was both. He didn't put something there. I'm not sure.
And
it was something. It was
definitely something, but
it's great because now I can whisper.
I had pretty crappy mic stands for a while.
Yeah.
This one's my best one. It's so good.
Do you guys remember why I bought John that desk? Because I don't remember.
We were doing Lego stuff.
Yeah.
We were going to do it at my house.
Were we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we got this coffee table thing. That's where we put all the Lego stuff because we were doing Lego animations. And so we got this stuff here. And then my mom's like, I don't want you to be here. Which fair, our house is very small.
Yeah.
We used to have to go to his house.
And we have almost no space
to
or
do
no room.
to do video work. But then we resorted back to here.
Yeah, but then we came back to here. So that is the reason why I just came back here.
I see.
With all of the Lego stuff.
I sleep in the studio.
Well, your room is the studio.
Yeah.
So
his room is our studio.
I sleep in the studio.
We spend a lot of time setting all of this up and then taking it all back down to set it up next week.
Yeah. By the way, when we get the new set, we're gonna record the new intro for this. For this thing, because you didn't respond, John, but on Discord,
I saw it.
I have an idea for the intro for this, to make it seem a bit more professional and just fun.
I saw it. I saw the idea.
So be looking forward to that next week.
Next
if
week,
I get it done
we'll
by
have
next
an
week.
intro.
Next week,
hopefully, and I might make you, Josh, do it.
Josh, do it.
Because I gotta, edit GreenRoom.
I'm fine with that. I thought you said you was gonna make me edit GreenRoom.
No, not GreenRoom. No. I mean, I'm just like the intro thing. I'll color grade it because I'm learning how to color grade, which is a fun thing to do. But
I don't do crap.
Yeah, you literally don't. You're literally a leech.
Hey, I put in all of the money for all of the stuff. That's what I do. That's my job.
You only started that this year.
Well, yeah, but also, have I not been helping support? Like, who got these lights? Who got these mic stands, huh?
Me.
You know what? Screw you. I'm not buying any more stuff for your set. I'll buy stuff for my set. My set alone.
So your set is ours, though.
Yeah.
And this is our /communism.
But anyways, I don't know. Do you guys want dedicated microphones for each other? Because I know these two microphones that I have right now are my personal microphones, and then Josh, that's his personal microphone.
Yeah,
for
this one's mine.
For his channel.
I want to upgrade, but it might not be a very good investment over time.
Yeah, that microphone that you have right now, Josh, is already super good. Mine's the best overall.
It's like thousands.
It's literally like $1,000 mic. But anyways,
and then there's mine.
yours is mid tier. That's $300.
$1,000.
$100.
$100.
$300. Wow, it worked out so well. But,
it really did.
Wait a second. It was gone.
I was thinking of getting like dedicated podcast microphones for each, like so
you don't have to like carry around the
exactly. So we don't. So I could just leave it here, and I don't have to bring a bunch of stuff every single time. Like
if you do get dedicated podcast mics, there's a chance that I might want to use those.
That's fine. Well, why?
Because they might sound better for me.
Okay.
I've always kind of been interested.
But that
in
microphone
trying
already
to
sounds
different
really
things.
good for you. I don't know if you know, Josh, but like on the podcast, that mic sounds amazing, especially when I like tweak it a bit. It sounds
And whenever
Good.
we don't get like the weird fuzzy stuff that happens.
yeah. Hopefully. I'm sorry, people, for the fuzzy sound. We don't know why it's happening and all that.
we have theories.
we have
we have
speculation.
I have a
What are-
couple
what are our
theories.
theories?
So the theory
Theory one.
Theory one. I thought it was the XLR cable because usually the problem with hooking up a bunch of microphones is just sometimes the XLR cables just like get tangled and then they bend and they get old. So that was my theory at first. That wasn't it. I figured out that wasn't it. Second theory.
Theory busted.
Second
Second theory.
What's the second theory? Anyways,
It was
So the-
Josh transferring the video.
yeah. So yeah, the transferring videos, since we record here and I edit at my house, we thought it was maybe just transferring the videos to get like some parts just don't process as well, and you know that happens with stuff with like over the
Transferring
sharing
of
and all. It
videos
happens.
over the web. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that wasn't it. We
That
figured
wasn't
out
it.
that wasn't it. So the last theory that hopefully is that Josh's computer just doesn't have enough power, or like the USB on the backside is just not good.
Not getting enough power.
So
Because
we
each of
have
them have
a.
Each of them have to
thingy.
distribute power. The USB 3 ports that I have are probably supplying more power to my capture card than to my keyboard and mouse, which probably doesn't take that much voltage to do.
So we use a USB hub now.
We got a hub. So if that doesn't fix it,
I'm gonna cry.
we're gonna cry.
Yeah.
We'll film-
Last resort
Last resort was
is
I just buy
we just
a whole
upgrade
power
Josh's
supply.
power supply because he only has a 500-watt one, which is not the best.
Yeah. You see how much money we drop just for you guys, just so you
I
don't
wanna
have to
do-
deal with some.
appreciate it.
I
fuzzy
want to
stuff.
do like
You should subscribe.
99% of you who don't subscribe and watch this, you better subscribe.
100,000% of you watch these videos and don't subscribe. So consider subscribing.
consider
It'll help us our
subscribing for
channel.
more
Ring the bell.
entertainment and
Ring the
technical
Ring the bell.
and te-
Ring the bell.
Stop, please.
and technical
Hurting
mumbo
me.
jumbo. That's my channel. Wait, subscribe.
But anyways, yeah. So hopefully it's fixed now. Hopefully it doesn't do any fuzzy, and if it does,
We'll film an episode of Green Room where we cry.
yeah, we'll do a whole 2-hour-long episode.
2 hour,
of
2
just
hour.
us
We'll
crying.
just us
We'll
cry.
just cry.
Yeah. We also have a lot of things planned in Green Room because we're not gonna make this podcast show, whatever you want to call it,
Whatever we're doing right now.
Yeah.
just a podcast. We're not just gonna sit here and be like, so John,
So
what do you think about dinosaurs?
dinosaurs, bro.
Did you guys hear what Dream did?
Yeah, we're not just gonna do that. We
Yeah,
want,
this is-
we want to provide entertainment
We're-
for both viewers and listeners.
Yeah, we're already to the point where we're kind of slowly starting to get bored of just doing this. So we have some stuff planned for the next podcast, as well as the upgrades that we're going to do for the podcasts. As well, we might have segments that'll be introduced into the podcast
Yeah.
to make it more entertaining.
Basically,
And
it's kind of like a late night talk show.
yeah,
Kind of.
we're gonna try. We're gonna try and go for a late night talk show type deal, except less cringe and less old people.
There's some good ones out
There
there.
are
Like
some good ones. There are some good ones, like the late
less
night
old
with what's that one dude that was on YouTube for a little bit, and he's like really funny, and was
there's
really,
a lot of people, John.
He's black.
Dave Chappelle. He wasn't on YouTube.
That's not talk show host.
I don't know.
I don't know.
If we ever find out, he'll be in the background, just floating around.
Conan, I like Conan. Conan was pretty funny for me. I don't know about.
I don't watch too many late night
Also,
talk shows.
Conan has retired. So
Word, really?
yeah, he
Since when?
retired like a month ago.
Huh.
Yeah, he was just. I mean, he's been doing it for like decades. Like he's been doing it since 1970 something.
Huh.
Yeah, he's old. He doesn't
Damn.
look old, but he's
He
old.
does not look old. He
But,
does not look his age.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a long time, either 70 or 80s, something like that. But yeah, he finally retired. He retired one time, but then he came back. But I think this time now Okay, I'm just talking to myself.
I'm listening.
Now I think he officially retired.
You don't think he's ever gonna come back to the industry?
No, because he's been doing it for so long. I think he deserves to retire now. I think he
will
wants to
be
do a
the
bunch
new
of
Conans. I don't want to be Conan.
Yeah.
Like this
I
for
think he was
70
Irish.
years?
No, he was just ginger.
No, he was wasn't it one thing where it was like he took a DNA test and came out 100% Irish or something?
Oh, maybe you're right about that because I remember something about him being like very Irish.
Yeah, and it was like you're inbred, and he's like,
Yeah. So, anyways, I like Irish people though. I like
Irish
potatoes.
people.
That was
He said that.
No,
He said that.
That's something
He said
I
that.
said that completely irrelevant from Irish people. I just like potatoes. All right.
He said it.
He said that.
No, you're thinking of it, so you're
Caught in 4K.
Oh my god.
This is
He
going
said
up
caught
in
in
4K.
4K.
Canceled on Twitter.
Canceled on Twitter. All right, Josh. Are you had topic before we got into the whole side tangent? I'm not talking to my mic. I'm sorry.
Is it recording? Yes.
It is recording. I hope so.
Okay, since we want to do something fun before we get to the kind of heated conversation, how about we talk about your guys' favorite food and why you think it's the best food for your taste buds? Obviously, everyone has different. Sometimes Josh, you're boring and you don't have anything favorite, so
Yeah, this applies to you now. I really
okay.
don't
How
have
about like your
anything
top
My-
3 foods? Do you have like top 3 foods?
Karage, which is like I don't know how to. It's like kind of like fried chicken, but it's like Japanese style fried chicken. You know, karage is just it's really good. You know, it goes really
I don't
well
think
with.
you guys like saw that, but he like licked his thumb when he.
I did not lick.
Did
my
you? It
thumb.
looked like you licked your thumb.
I did not lick my thumb. We got playback.
I don't think that angle is good enough, dude. Anyways,
It's okay. It'll be on the green screen. So karage, sushi. I really love sushi.
Sushi is a very common one I see.
The thing with sushi is a lot of people don't realize it's not just fish. You can have anything in sushi, so it can basically be a sandwich.
I remember the sushis your mom used to make.
Really good.
Is
those
Dad?
were good.
My dad and mom both make sushi.
Oh, really? I don't think I've ever had your mom's sushi.
You've never had my mom's sushi?
No, I've always had your dad's.
She had chicken nuggets in them.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I've had that before.
The thing is,
was
you can
good.
put anything in sushi, right?
It's kind of, don't you think it's kind of ironic that your Japanese mother put chicken nuggets in it, but your Mexican dad like did it more traditionally?
Wow, that is
I
ironic.
just think it's just kind of ironic because don't you think like an American or like someone outside of the culture would do it weirdly, like with chicken nuggets? It's just me though.
You know what? You're right. But we're not going to talk about it.
Fine, you know what? It's a podcast. We're not going to talk about.
Well,
Okay.
this is a podcast, but we're not going to talk about it.
Sushi's definitely
Yeah,
like
but-
my second most favorite food.
I like sushi because of its customability.
Customizability.
Customizability. It's like car insurance. You can go to the website down
Oh, to
below.
State Farm. No, we're not sponsored,
We're not
by any car
sponsored
insurance.
by any car insurance.
This podcast is sponsored by you guys.
But you
and
guys,
us.
subscribe, please. I'm spending so much money.
Yeah, we all are.
And we only have, I don't know how many subscribers we have, but we only have that many subscribers.
Yeah, we won't tell you, but
We won't tell you. We don't know. I don't even know how many
Me neither.
subscribers we have.
I'm the only one who knows.
He's
And
the
I'm not
only
gonna
one.
tell you guys. You guys are just gonna guess. Anyways,
2,000.
oh my god, you got it on the dot. Anyway, so Josh, what was you said sushi was your second most favorite. What's your
Yeah.
first?
What's your top?
I don't know. I have to think about that.
Well,
Like
Okay.
another good one is, I don't know. I just like food in general. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I'm
food
saying,
in general
I'm a
is
foodie,
just
for sure.
really good. Now I'm hungry. We should have done the.
oh my
the
god,
Eggs.
we were gonna do why not? Let's tell them we were gonna do a mukbang
That's
today.
gonna be next episode.
but
hopefully.
we ate like Einstein's bagels, and it was pretty tasty.
It was
and
really good.
It was pretty hearty.
It was
and,
pretty hearty.
We were full for most of the day until now. What time is it?
3.
Is it really 3, Josh?
I think so.
Can you?
It's pretty
Oh,
close
okay,
to 3.
yeah. You're actually right this time, Jeff. But yeah, but Oh well, whatever. We're doing the mukbang next.
We'll do a mukbang next episode.
We'll go
Stay
get
tuned.
something else to eat. We'll go get something else for lunch or something after this.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely
Lunch.
just go
It's
ahead.
like 3:00 lunch.
I mean, that's around when you eat lunch, right?
No,
it's
lunch
noon.
at 12.
Well, when do you eat breakfast?
At like 8 or
8,
7.
9, 8.
That's like
a.m. to
typical
7
breakfast
a.m.
time.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I see if I'm with my family when we do the breakfast, lunch, and dinner thing. Breakfast is 10. Lunch is like 3 or 4, somewhere around there. And dinner's like 10 at night. You know?
Yeah, I'm completely different. My family just eats when we're hungry.
Exactly.
So-
but I mean, that's right around, because 10 is right around when we all usually wake up. So that's usually when we'll start eating. Lunch is usually when we just start to get hungry, because my parents get hungry really quickly. I have a bad diet. I have a bad habit of not eating. Josh has died.
What the hell happened to Josh?
Josh
I was
has.
just looking. I saw him through the camera. I'm like, what the hell happened?
Josh started looking into the aether over there. Okay, but I have a bad food thing, so I don't like get hungry as quickly.
Right.
Because
I've been trying to eat.
I try to eat, but
More.
the thing is with me, I think it is, I get hungry as often as my parents do, but the thing is, it's only if I'm doing something. A lot of times I will skip meals because I woke up, I ate food, and then I did nothing. So the food and the energy just stays within me longer because I literally didn't use any of the energy to do anything,
Right.
So because of that, I don't get hungry until sometime at night, so I only end up having 1 or 2 meals.
I've been trying to have.
But then,
now
like-
that I have more time, I've been trying to go to sleep a bit earlier, go to bed a bit earlier, because
Yeah. I've
for
been.
this past week I just haven't been sleeping well.
I've not been sleeping.
Yeah, I
well.
saw like in your Instagram post, you were like, I did this at 4 a.m. Josh, you said something really weird, by the way. You said you did these recordings at 4 o'clock, but now it's 1 a.m.
I did that the other night.
Oh, okay.
I
you
said
didn't
that.
make that clear though. So
No, I
thought,
said
like,
that.
I said it sounded like you like time traveled. I also like
What?
I
No,
also
I
like
said that
heard
the other night.
I also heard it like when I was like very groggy, so I might have misheard you.
Yeah, I said that the other night.
You're too busy
Where?
drinking all of the vodka that you now drink as a 21-year-old.
I haven't drank any alcohol since my
Vodka.
birthday.
Drinks lots of vodka.
But
Vodka.
Josh, do you have any like family traditions like that?
Or like, what time do you usually what is your breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Yeah.
times?
My breakfast is usually before noon. If I don't eat anything before that, that's usually lunchtime between 12 and 2. And then usually 3 through like 5 is just like I have something to eat. And then that just kind of cut. And whenever I eat something, it cuts into my dinner time. So I just don't eat much at dinner. And I like to eat more,
Sure.
but I just don't eat as much because I usually miss breakfast.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You know that comes in with like
Sleep
not sleeping
schedule
well, yeah.
and all of that. What about you?
Me,
what
I
times
have
do
a
you
very
usually
specific.
like try and eat?
My food times are very specific.
Very specific.
Yeah, especially with like these past month, I have work and I have school that's been going on. So my time, I wake up, I eat something small to go to school with. So like a yogurt or like a banana. I also drink a glass of water with like a half of a lime sprayed in just to wake me up because that really helps. By the way, if you
Water and
guys,
lime?
because usually when you wake up, you're dehydrated. That's why you're groggy. So if you just drink a glass of water, it wakes your body up.
That is a big thing with me is like I'll wake up but I'm too lazy to like get up and do stuff. So I just
Exactly.
lay in bed until I will literally, if I have nothing to do, which doesn't come often anymore because I'm always having to do something every single day. I don't know why that's happened. I think it's because I just got more busy with work and school and all of that. But because of that, if I ever have days where I don't have anything to do all day, I'll just wake up, I'll lay in bed until I start getting dizzy because I'm so dehydrated.
Right.
And then I'll get out of bed, I'll drink a ton of water, I'll get back in bed and just lay there for I'm so lazy when I have nothing to do.
Yeah. So I found that like drinking a glass of water wakes me up. a lot. I also take a shower, but I have also been pushing my wake up time farther and farther. I'm at 6 o'clock now. I'm trying to get to 5 a.m. But so I could work out in the mornings.
The thing with me is like I wake up whenever I go pee. That's when I wake up.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me.
If I pee, then I have to get up out of bed and
Like-
stuff. But if I just like lay in bed and I don't go use the restroom, I feel like I can go back to sleep and stuff. So the only reasons I'll ever get out of bed on days that I don't have anything to do is because I'm so dehydrated, I start shaking, and hungry. Dehydrated and hungry.
Okay.
That I start shaking and
Jesus
getting
Christ.
dizzy and,
Okay.
and stuff. Or my bladder is really full and I will like explode with pee.
Right.
Those are the only reasons I get out of bed when I don't have anything to do. I'm so
okay.
lazy.
Okay, so that's my morning routine. Then I go to school. I come back around 11 o'clock. Then I eat. I eat like an actual breakfast. So I eat like eggs, something, whatever, an actual breakfast. I usually start editing videos. I start editing GreenRoom. Anything I need to do. And then once, for some reason, every time I hits 12, I have to eat again. I don't know why, I just get hungry again at 12. So every time it hits like 12 or somewhere around 12, I just get hungry and I eat again. Okay, so at that point, I had 2 meals already. Around
2 meals and a snack.
yeah, so around 2 to 2:30, I eat again. So that's another meal for me. That's to prepare me for work, for me to have energy for work. So once that happens, I eat. I go to work and I come back to work around 9:30, or I come back home at 9:30, and then I eat for the last time, and then I go sleep. That's
You're
basically
like
my
a full-on
routine.
like bodybuilder, like 4 meals a day plus snacks in between.
Yeah, but my meals aren't that big though. They're not bodybuilder big.
They're
like,
not bodybuilder
they're like meals.
sized.
They're not meals, but like
Yeah.
for me, I've exercised a lot throughout my life. I burn off a lot of energy. I also have like ton of energy, but I burn off a lot, so I need a lot of fuel to keep me going. So if I don't eat like before I go to work, or if I miss a meal, I'll feel terrible. I feel like so low energy. I feel like, oh man. And it's hard for me to go get through the day without my meals. So, and it's gonna be even worse when I start exercising again. Not really, but
He's gonna eat like mountains of food.
yeah. So, yeah, but I'm used to it. I've been doing it for years. I'm good.
You've gotten used to it, yeah. My school routine's a little different, or school work routine. My school work routine for meals is I'll wake up, I'll get on the bus, and like during first and second period, I'll eat snacks, right? Like I pack my bags full of a bunch of snacks, raisins, little like small foodstuffs, sandwiches, just a bunch of snacks to carry me over until lunchtime. Lunchtime, sometimes I'll go to the school lunch line. Sometimes I'll go out to eat. I get something there. I eat my food. And then afterwards, after I come back, I'll eat snacks while I work, right? So every time I get a break, because as a lifeguard, you get a 15-minute break after every rotation. So,
Right.
for example, it could be like a 40-minute rotation and then a 15-minute break. Or it could be like an hour and a half long rotation and a 15-minute break or whatever. But you'll get breaks. So during my breaks, I'll try and eat food and stuff, and then afterwards I'll come back home and I'll eat like another meal. So I only have 2 meals, but I have a lot of snacks in between.
Right.
Yeah, to carry me over throughout the day. Do you have something similar for like a work day?
Every day is just me trying to find something to work on. So if I have something for food, when I wake up, I try to find something to eat, whether it be something like fast food or something to cook. Most of the time, I just don't find anything to cook. It's kind of hard.
So you're like a free agent, Josh. You just eat when you can.
Pretty much.
Even during when you work, you don't have like a snacks
at
you
work?
bring to work, or
I don't
like,
bring
or, like,
snacks
you
to
don't
work
eat
because
before you
sometimes there's just
work,
not
or-
much snacks to actually bring to work that I would be interested in eating because my break is pretty short.
Mhm.
And
but, like, you don't-
my shifts are always 4 hours, so I can tough it out until I get home. So I can just have like a full meal, right? And so what I started doing was like, what if I just I need to find something to work on as I go through the day. So I want to learn. I started learning Blender, but this week I got distracted by a lot of
things happened, and
A lot of things.
a lot of things happened this week.
we won't get into it.
We
but-
will not get into
but
it.
a lot of things happened this week. You could check my Twitter.
Don't.
You could check my Twitter. You can.
if I remember to link it and whatever. Anyways,
But I'm not.
oh, you're not done. Okay, go.
So one of the things I would do is just write a lot of scripts, right? So, I never disclosed this in the other episode where you mentioned this, but I've been working on scripts for my comic series. I didn't say that.
Okay.
So I've been working on that a lot. So sometimes I just wouldn't. I have like,
Can we talk about your comic strips really fast, Josh?
Sure.
I have a problem with your comic strips. You got them only upload them in stories.
in pages.
Yeah, you only upload like one page.
Yeah. And that makes it so confusing when I'm trying to follow along with the story. Because let's say I've never seen your
planning on
hold on. Let's say I've never seen your pages before, Josh, okay? All of a sudden, I started following you. You upload a random page of the comic. And I don't know what the context for most of it. What up with that?
Well, I mean, it's like only a single page. There's only so much content you can fill.
Like,
so I feel like
upload all of them at once. And like one.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start releasing in chapters.
Yeah, release
Yes, do that.
chapters. Release like small chapters.
Like,
So it's like
I
one
already
main
have-
story
I
and then a
already
bunch of
have the script
chapters.
I already
of it.
have the script written out, so I can just start uploading in chapters.
but
just need to draw.
I just hate it when you just uploaded a single page because I'm like, what?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna get me anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
It took me like, I started
so
this in
hot.
February, I think. I started drawing in February, and it was like, oh hey, this is finally I did my first page. It was like, oh, I'll be releasing more pages. I'm like, this took me 6 to 8 months. We're on the 8th month, right? No, this took me 6 months to get to page 6.
This is
No,
eight-
it took me 5
Yeah, we're
months.
in 8
we're in
months.
the eighth
It's-
month.
It took me 5 months to get to the 6th page. I'm releasing these in chapters.
Yeah.
It's gonna take way too long.
It is
So-
hot in this room.
But that's
need to invest in
that's a little
AC.
side tangent. I had also, yeah. If you guys can't, there's no like heat sensors in
We don't.
YouTube,
YouTube doesn't have heat sensors.
but it gets really hot
We
in
get-
this room,
broiling in
and
here.
because there's no air ventilation, there's like vents, but that's for like AC.
They're
Literally
no,
right behind
heating
me.
vents.
They're heating vent. Oh my
heating
god.
vents.
There's one like literally right next to me.
Yeah.
But they're only for heating.
Yeah. You guys probably can't hear it if I edit this
Correctly?
goodly.
Goodly?
There's a fan going on that circulates the air at least, so it makes it a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, we're gonna be freezing if we ever get a bigger set.
I'd rather be freezing.
Yeah,
This
that's the thing that we
This sucks.
discuss. Once we get like a bigger set, and if we have guests, we're gonna make sure they're gonna be noticing how cool it is, and they're like, "Why is it so cold in here?" And we're like, "Sit down, boy. We have a story to tell you."
Story to tell you. Our humble beginnings.
Yeah, so it's just really hot in here.
It is
So,
so
anyways,
hot in
with
here,
my
and we
routine-
have all of these lights on us.
Well,
and
the
the
lights-
lights
the
aren't
lights don't-
super hot, but it's still
eventually, I want to get like softbox lights, and those are pretty hot. Go
Yeah,
on, Ash,
and
what's
we're-
your
we're
routine?
just
Okay, so
burn.
sometimes I would voice chat with my friends at Discord, sometimes just look for stuff, but most of the time I'm just trying to find something to work on. Which, that either comes from inspiration from videos, like, I mean, will be releasing a video on my main channel, like, probably in a couple days. That is if I can finish the script in time and kind of that stuff, and that is if I'm not as lazy, but
Yeah.
I usually like to plan out my days. I've been trying to. One day I'm gonna start streaming more on Twitch here pretty soon. I'm gonna pick a day, and I'm gonna start streaming more because like the whole distraction is part of why I just don't stream that much. So
Yeah, that's something that I've eliminated in my life is distractions. But recently, actually like yesterday, I bought a video game. It was on sale. It was the Shadow of Mordor. And the second game for it too, because they were on sale, both of them for like $12. I was like, yeah, why not? Holy crap, is it super fun. It is extremely fun. But the sad thing is that I'm not going to be able to play it that much because, especially in the weekdays, I'm just not going to have time to play it.
That is a thing. Yeah, I play a lot of Minecraft all the time. Because friend has a realm. I like playing with my friends, but don't have time for that.
Yeah,
I've been considering just planning my days where I just waste time. So all of the weekdays, except for like maybe Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, is just maybe like the days I'm free that I don't have to do anything. But like Monday through Thursday is just my work days. Because I work at nights. I work night shifts, so I may as well just get some work done in between, maybe learn more Blender, maybe practice more of my artistic skills.
I only have
draw
like
more thick
one
anime
day
girls. I mean,
of the week to relax now, because it's only on Saturdays or Sunday whenever we're not recording GreenRoom. That's the day that technically I relax, but I also like hang out with family
and friends.
Yeah, so
that are not.
That's the only day. I only have one day, so I'm like in that Arnold schedule right now.
Yeah, we're all, I think, on the Arnold schedule right now.
Me,
maybe
not
less.
really.
Josh, no, I don't think Josh.
I just need to find something more stuff to work on, because usually during the day, I don't have anything to do.
Hey, Josh, you want to edit Mad Point videos?
Hey, Josh, you want to edit my videos that I'll eventually record whenever I have free time?
Hey, look, I have my schedule filled.
There we go.
There we go. All right, how does your life schedule look like?
Want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm life
curious.
schedule. So by Monday, tomorrow,
start with Monday. End with Sunday.
Well, every days are like the same. So Monday through Friday, starting tomorrow, I'm going to be waking up at 5 a.m. Okay, so I'm only going to get like 6 hours of sleep, except for like Sunday going to Monday, because I don't have to go to work. But so usually so on the weekends, like Friday through Sunday, I'm gonna get like many hours of sleep, which is good. So that's like a breathing room for my body. But on just a normal work day, I'm gonna only get like 6 hours of sleep, because I go to sleep at like 10:30. So I wake up at 5, go to the bathroom, do my morning shit, whatever, work out, take a shower, eat, drink water, go to school. So that's like my whole morning. That's 5 o'clock till 10:30, 11. Okay. So from there, I get back home, eat, edit videos, edit whatever I have to do. Maybe watch a little bit YouTube, but not too much. I have to edit to get everything done, and then I go to work, and then I come back home around 9:30, eat, go sleep at 10:30. That's practically my whole weekdays. So weekends, so on Fridays, everything's the same, except I go sleep at like 11, something like that, relax a little bit, have good food and all that. And then weekends, if I'm not hanging out with you guys on Saturdays, I am usually hanging out with my brothers, or my brother that comes over, or like next week I gotta help him move to his new house. But anyways,
moving day.
Yeah, and then on the next week, on the next day, Sunday or Saturday, I hang out with you guys.
We have to do all our green room crap. We also hang out, which is nice.
Yeah, we relax a bit, but most of it we work.
We're working. We're recording. We're filming 2 channels worth of stuff in 1 day.
3, 4. What?
Well,
what's the third one for?
What was when?
I mean, no, you guys don't film with me on my own channel.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking like if we could.
I mean, John was on my second channel before.
Yeah, I was on your second. If we could record more, like it would be cool to like get all of our channels filled with recording.
Yeah, I mean,
but, like,
you also never asked Josh for us to like help you with anything.
I first need to work on a script, and then I can like be like, "Yo, can we just fill out some time today, record my stuff as well?"
Yeah, like I'm fine. I'm pretty sure we're all fine.
We're all cool with like recording all our crap on 1 day. It's just a lot of work.
Yeah, which is fine. It keeps us busy.
It keeps us busy, which is good.
But yeah, that's practically my routine.
Most of the time throughout my day, I just try to find something to review.
Is that what you do? Well, like, what is your week?
Sometime-
What does your week look like?
Okay, so
Starting Monday.
Mondays I wake up at like 11 because I can't seem to wake up any earlier because I always fall asleep so late.
Mhm.
So sometimes I wouldn't turn on my PC until like 3 p.m. But I usually, the first thing I do is just turn on my PC, try to grab something to eat, and then just kind of get browsing on stuff, whether it be research for a certain topic. The camera over there.
Oh, well, that camera's dead. Keep on. It's fine.
Well,
Or whether it be,
I think it's just full, but whatever.
yeah, it might be, or whether it be writing a script, right?
Mhm.
Or and in some cases, I would be recording that video, editing it, and then uploading it later, or maybe another day. The rest of it, and then sometimes I just wouldn't really do much because I'm always worried I won't have enough time because I usually work at night.
Right.
So I just want to get into that habit of, you know, I'm just gonna work on stuff regardless of if I have to go to work or not, because sometimes they offer time off, so I don't have to, so I'll have more time to work.
Hmm. Josh. So your problem is that you can't wake up early because you go sleep. Well, you work at late shifts, right?
Yeah.
You said that. Yeah. At what time do you get back home?
Midnight. It's
Oh
like
my God.
It's a 20-something minute drive.
Jesus
from
Christ.
here to from
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to help you with that.
exactly.
So because
It's a risk. It's why I switched my schedule a couple times to avoid this. That didn't work. So I just went back because, you know, I'd rather not wake up so early with like maybe running on 2-3 hours of sleep and then going back home taking a nap and then
Yeah. One thing I've seen very common with like super successful people is that the most they've ever sleep is 6 hours. I call it the golden 6 hours because every time I hear people like, so how much do you sleep? You must not sleep a lot. All of them. Mostly all of them, except if you're The Rock. Mostly all of them. Kevin Hart, Elon Musk, what's the other successful person? Arnold. They
yeah.
only sleep 6 hours. Only 6 hours of the day. And I did a lot of research and I looked up like what's the healthiest time to go to, how long should you go sleep to be healthy? Most of them, some of them say like 8 hours.
Some of them say 8 hours, but some people say you need at least 6.5.
hear
That's
some
what I've
people
seen.
say
That like
10
6
hours.
hours is fine for adults, at least. For adults, 6 hours is actually fine.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be healthy with 6 hours. So I've been trying to like push my schedule to only sleep 6 hours because when I did it, I did wake up. I was waking up at 5 a.m. before in high school, and it did feel pretty good. Like only
just-
sleeping 6 hours.
Like just this
So-
morning, I feel like I like this morning it was hard to wake up
Mhm.
because I basically sleep on the floor. So if I'm laying on the floor, it's gonna be really hard to get up.
Oh yeah, if you guys didn't notice, well, I guess you can't really
You
see
guys
our
can't
set.
see our set.
But Josh, this is a pretty small room. It's a decent sized room, I'll say. But Josh doesn't have a bed frame. He just
he doesn't
just,
have
like,
a
he has a
bed.
bed right there.
It's a
Just a
futon.
mat.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
just a mat, and
It's a mat.
I find it pretty cool actually because I kind of like it. I like sleeping on the floor. That's me though.
It's very comfortable for me. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd rather sleep on the bed now. 'cause
And I mean,
can't
hey.
get up.
Hey, look at it like this, Josh. Humble beginnings. When we're rich and successful, you can tell your children, I used to sleep on the floor.
and then you make them sleep on the floor.
Sleep on the floor.
Sleep on the floor.
No, with like the whole waking up at 5 and like feeling really good. I remember with my quarantine schedule, what I would do, I also ended up getting very depressed during this time period, but we're not going to talk about that. Not in this podcast.
Yeah, not this one.
But
Later one.
This pandemic, during
not this podcast.
during
Not this
quarantine,
podcast.
during quarantine, I don't know. That was probably the best time for someone like me because I just had
Okay.
more time to make videos and stuff on my own channel. It was
mean,
like,
you
Go
still
on,
have
John.
time.
What
Nice.
were you gonna say?
But what I used to do was I would wake up at 4 in the morning. School would start at 10 for online classes. My online classes were like 10 to 3, right? So it wasn't too long. So I would wake up at 4. I would spend the entire time recording and editing all the way up until school started. I would go to school, right? And then there would be this little break period. I would work out during the break period, and then school would come back. So I would make my meal, and then I would go back to school. And then after school finished, I would go back to sleep. And that was my entire day. And let me tell you, while it's basically impossible for me to do that with my new schedule and with school and with work and all of that, when I was on that schedule, I felt so productive. Like, I felt like I did so much stuff during that time period than any other time period.
Right.
And I'm like, I really want to get back into the habit of doing something like that. But it's just so hard right now. Because my schedule now is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. I work from 5 to 8. And every single day on those days, I go to school from, 7 to almost 4? So I only have like an hour between school and going to work. But, sometimes I'll just go early to get ready for my shift and stuff. So I'll wake up at like 7. I'll get ready. I'll go to school around 7:30. I'll come back. I'll go to work. And I'll come back from work. And most of the time, I try and like, I want to do something. Like, I want to be like, yeah, I'll do homework. I go lay on my bed and try and unwind and watch YouTube videos until 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
So honestly, that I really should change of my schedule. But also, I have no other time other than that window of opportunity to do anything I enjoy anymore. So, also YouTube Shorts are hella addicting. I don't know why they're so addicting, but they are so addicting.
Can I say something?
Yeah. You're probably gonna blast me, but whatever.
No. I didn't listen to anything you said.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but I was listening to back. I was like, I don't know why. I was like out of my mind.
I spaced out.
Yeah.
I half spaced out, bro. I was thinking about my own routine.
I'm sorry. Sorry,
John.
We'll listen back, John. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry.
We have
I'm sure what you said is very interesting. I'm sure, John. I'm sorry, but my ADHD just like kicked in for a second. I'm like, I wonder what I'm gonna eat when I get home.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I actually did that with your story. We're so bad with listening to each other.
It's fine though. It's not. It's whatever.
Yeah, no.
I know what you were talking about. So that's the most that we're gonna need. So
Yeah, that's the most.
hopefully we don't do that with our guests. Like,
Our guests are talking about like how to save the world from
We're
world
like-
hunger. We're like, what's
That's
with that
cool,
mask
bro.
up there? Oh shit! What'd they say? No, what did
Oh,
he
we're
say?
gonna be terrible guests.
yeah. You want orphans to die?
We're gonna be such terrible guests. It's gonna be funny.
We first need to find guests.
Yeah.
We're gonna be terrible hosts. The host slash guest. I feel like
we'll
we're
be
gonna
entertained.
stay.
Be fun. Yeah, maybe
We'll be entertained.
It'll definitely be the most interesting one that
If
they
we're
will
gonna
have.
space out like this, oh my god!
See, I think it's just because this room is so hot.
I think that
We're
too.
just like, you know how like whenever places get really hot, you just feel more slogged and tired.
Yeah.
I think that's what's happening with us in this room.
That's
why we need to
literally-
get out. Help us.
Or just get like an AC unit that will cool this room. Like if we just get like a water evaporator to cool this room, it'll solve all our problems. Literally. But they cost a lot. So
We're broke.
probably gonna buy you
It's
one.
hot.
Josh.
Yeah, we're
This room
probably
makes me
gonna invest
tired and sloggy. But yeah,
Oh, Josh, your birthday's coming up.
Yeah.
Your birthday's super
his
close
birthday's
actually. It's,
coming up.
it's literally like right around the corner. But
Yeah.
anyways.
wait, when's his birthday?
this Friday.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's like in 6 days.
Josh, do you want to know what I'll get you?
What?
Because I'm thinking of two things, okay? I don't know if I should tell you. Do you like surprises? Or do you just not care?
Yeah, I don't really care what he surprised
Okay,
me or not.
okay, fine. I'll give you a choice then, alright? I was either gonna get you... Okay. Yeah, well, I'll tell you, whatever. No surprises. We don't do surprises in just young. I was either gonna get you a stream deck or an AC unit for this room. Which one do you prefer?
Please give me an AC unit.
Alright,
Please,
yeah, okay, I'll
get
get
us
you
an AC unit.
I don't need a stream deck.
We will pitch in money for Josh's gift.
Yeah, we'll
Josh will pitch in money for his own gift.
Yeah, I'll get you a AC unit then.
That is not.
I don't need a stream deck.
That is.
Even though I do kind of stream from time to time.
That is a quality of life thing more than anything.
Yeah,
a goddamn AC unit.
A
That's
goddamn
what we
AC
need.
unit.
Yeah, that would definitely benefit all of us.
The best thing that you could get for this room is ventilation, bro. Like, literally just punch a hole in the wall.
Okay. Okay. I think it's time. You guys want to get to the topic?
Okay.
So, Josh. If it's on pencil, it's not going to show in camera.
I wrote it down. Just so I would remember. I don't know if it's going to show. I don't care.
Yeah, hell no. That's not going to show. Anyways, so...
Screw this movie.
So, in a Discord group that...
In a Minecraft Discord group.
There was someone talking to John saying, oh, I'm not going to play Minecraft because I'm going to watch Black Widow.
I'm going to go watch Black Widow.
John like misheard it and he thought, oh, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, Josh, you
in a Minecraft Discord server.
Disappointment.
Just for Minecraft, and it was only informing John about what he's gonna do. No one asked for your opinion, but Josh was like, that movie sucked.
I was like, disappointment.
And I saw that and I was like, oh no. And then the next day I saw it, everyone bashed
Josh.
Trashed me. I was like, I don't appreciate this.
It was hilarious.
But I do kind of want to have a low civil conversation. Let's not have it too heated, okay? But Josh,
we should have sat in between us.
Oh well. Josh, why do you not like the Black Widow?
Actually, before anything, Josh, can you scoot over a little bit? Adrian's like starting to fall off the camera. A little bit. There we go. Yeah, get in frame. All right, there we go. Good.
Okay.
I saw this movie in a Discord call, right?
Okay, that's already like a
That's already like a bad sign.
People didn't agree with me when I said when I expressed how disappointed. One of the points that someone brought up is that I just like skeletons. I was like,
what?
What?
All right. Why did you think Black Widow was a disappointing movie before I destroy your soul?
You know what? You do it first.
No, I want to hear what your points are.
Let's hear, because you might have some good points, Josh. You could have good points.
Okay. Well, firstly, this could have been one of the things that I really highlight is how underdeveloped and how much potential some of the characters have, such as Taskmaster. By the way, spoilers.
Yeah, by the way, guys,
big spoilers. If you guys have not seen
watched it,
yeah, we'll put a timestamp.
Yeah,
skip to this time.
Yeah,
what?
It's probably gonna be a lot, so you're probably gonna miss a majority of the podcast.
Taskmaster felt like nothing. It wasn't Taskmaster. I understand that you could write the Taskmaster in this different light, but they hardly did anything but advertise him or advertise her as the main villain, right? But it was actually Tarkov. What's his name again?
I don't remember.
The Russian guy.
The
Russian
guy. Dude. The Red Room.
Yeah, the red. Okay. So.
Go on.
This was supposed to be a movie where Black Widow was really tested, but nothing spoke. Nothing spoke that she was tested in almost any way other than the pheromone shit. What she figured out in a goddamn flashback.
It wasn't a flashback, but it was presented as a flashback.
It was presented as but she figured this out already. So she was like, well, she already knew what to do. I feel like that could have been written a bit differently, or just not have a flashback at all. She could slowly figure out how to actually hit him, but she couldn't hit him. So I was thinking, well, so Taskmaster just this nothing cyborg when he was originally written as this guy who's so good at being a villain, other villains would have him train them just so they can be as good as him. That's what he was. He had the power to mimic others' movements, others' abilities, just by looking at them. And I was like, oh, cool. They only showed this once from what I remember from this movie, they only showed that ability once and probably never again. The second thing, Red Guardian, the guy who broke someone's arm in a Russian prison, turned into an idiot in the late half of the second act into the third act, where he just became the comic relief guy. And he could have explored this guy who's coming back to his glory days wearing the suit, even though he looks like a complete old wreck. It could have been something cool, but they gave him nothing but just this idiot. He just turned into this idiot. And it was like, it could have been so much better. The third act probably had some of the worst chroma keying I've ever seen in a Marvel movie. There's this part where Yelena, like, was gonna stab the propeller, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's dead. Chroma keying was terrible. Like, bruh, I could actually notice it. And even when she sacrificed her life, she didn't actually die. I think I would rather her actually... I think that sacrifice probably had to be at least somewhat meaningful before you went to the final CGI fight. But we didn't get any of that. If anything, we got anything but. This movie could have been released any other time, and maybe it would have been reviewed slightly better because Metacritic gave this a 67. IMDb gave this a 6 out of 10. I rate this like a 6 out of 10 too, because this could have been so much more, but it wasn't.
Is that it?
Also,
by the way, I just thought for the title of this video is "Does Black Widow Suck?" Anyways, go on.
I've seen reviews.
YouTube brain.
I've seen reviews where people express their disappointment in this movie because, well, there's this comedic part where they was all like reunited as like a family, and Natasha decided to be a bitch and say, "Oh, we're not actually a family." I'm like, this. Oh my god, the comedy felt a bit shoehorned. It almost made me laugh, but I just couldn't laugh because it felt so shoehorned. It felt so forced. It felt like literally a typical MCU movie, and I thought we kind of moved past that, especially with we've seen better from them. But this could have been another movie released before Civil War, Captain America: Civil War, because that's where this takes place.
Okay.
And I think the last thing was I read up who the director was, and apparently the director made these movies that hardly anyone knows about. And I was like, did Marvel just hire someone who probably don't know what they're doing? Also, if Natasha could speak Russian this whole time, why did she speak English with the other girls?
Well, that's for the viewers.
Could they understand? Well, could the other women in there actually understand? Could the other widows understand English? Because they were speaking Russian. Why didn't she speak Russian? That could have been cool if she spoke Russian instead of that one time where it was supposed to. That was the part where I was like, oh, that was supposed to be meaningful, but it didn't feel meaningful because the others were already speaking Russian, and she spoke English to them, and they could somehow understand her in English. But why didn't they speak English?
Okay. Again, John. Civil.
Where should I begin? Okay, let's start with the last point you made, because I feel like, we're gonna start with small points here and there that I heard. We're just gonna like destroy your points.
Sure.
Okay. I don't know if you've ever been with like other people that speak other different languages, but they're super spies, first off. So obviously they're going to know more than one language, right? And I get that Natasha's always been able to speak Russian, by the way. Have you not known this?
I've always known this.
Exactly. She's always been able to speak Russian.
Do it when the other widows didn't? Well, why didn't she do it when
the other widows are obviously going to speak Russian to each other because they're in a setting where they're all going to speak Russian because they're on the ship with the dude. They all are supposed to speak Russian, right? And then obviously Natasha speaks English because that's what she's used to, because she's been with the other people for a long time.
Why didn't she speak Russian to them to let them know that she was a widow too?
But they know that she's a widow. She's the best widow out of all of them.
Why didn't she speak Russian?
That's not that big of a deal or a point. And, you know, like in a Mexican household, it's going to be a combination of Spanish and English, for example, for me.
Before you continue, John, I think the main reason for that is because mostly for the viewer's sake. Because
I'm talking in story.
Yeah, I know, but I'm also building off yours. Sometimes it's just better for them to just speak English, because for the viewer's sake, to not always see subtitles. All that. The directors do that for a lot of times, and the reason they do that is because in like other characters, they'll be seen as speaking Russian or a different language, but for the viewer's viewpoint, they're speaking English just to be able to hear better.
It's obvious. It's a film thing. It also kind of makes sense in canon if you want to. It's not a big deal. I just wanted to be like, that point is invalid. What were some of the other points you brought up?
Okay. There's a point that you brought up, Josh, about the director, which I didn't like. You said that this was a director that made movies that no one talked about or no one has heard about. How is that a fair point?
They might not know.
Wait. Let me finish. How is that a fair thing to go off on? Because what if this was the director's big break? All right, you might not know a bunch of his movies, but who are you to say that he's a bad director for that? Because those movies. Did you watch those movies that he's made? So how would you know that those are bad movies? Just because they're not well known doesn't mean they're bad. So I don't think that's a fair thing to criticize the director for, just because he's had. I know, but you still brought it up though. So I just don't think that's a fair point to bring up that director might be bad because he's unknown. Like, there's some amazing people out there that are just unknown. So I think that just wasn't a fair point in my eyes.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like one of the biggest things that you're criticizing is like, oh, the movie, you know, it falls flat, but on its own, right? And personally, I think the movie stands on its own pretty well. That's a personal opinion. But the big thing you got to remember is this movie is placed specifically where it's placed because it's supposed to be an add-on on Natasha's character that was explored mainly during Endgame. That's when Natasha's character was deeply explored. And the storyline of family in her was mainly brought up during those parts. Family. This movie was meant to be an exploration of how she came to that conclusion during the movie, right? Or during the end part of phase, the first phase of Marvel. I think it's called phase 3. So that is why this movie is set up where it's set up. All right. Also, you brought up that what was her name?
Yelena.
Yelena should have died. The reason I think that they kept her alive, obviously, other than the fact that she's going to be in other movies, all of these characters we're going to see in other movies. So it's also not fair to say, oh yeah, they weren't fleshed out enough, because, you know, they're going to be fleshed out in other movies as well. They're obviously going to show up.
This was supposed to be Natasha's send-off after Endgame.
Oh yeah, but it's also. So, did you stay and watch the end credits?
I did.
Exactly.
It's one of the characters from WandaVision, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen WandaVision.
Yeah. I haven't seen WandaVision either. But it's obviously supposed to imply these characters are going to show up in other parts of the movie. So while this is also Natasha's farewell, this is also their, you know, hello, right? If that makes sense. So it's not fair to say these characters weren't well developed, because they're obviously not going to be developed all that much. This is their first ever movie in a Marvel thing. There's going to be more movies with them in it.
Yeah, but we've seen good character development in the Marvel Cinematic Universe movie.
That's true, but this is them just being built up, right? Tony Stark didn't go from where Tony Stark was to where Tony Stark was at Endgame, like in his first movie, did he? No, he, you know, had that experience happen to him. By the way, I guess spoilers for a lot of Marvel stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Spoilers for a 10-year-old Tony Stark movie that I think everybody and their mother has seen. But Tony Stark, he starts off as arrogant and asshole-ish, and he does have a character development in his first movie, correct?
Correct.
But he doesn't have a full character development at the end of his movie. He only begins his character development in that first movie, right? His cave character arc only happens within that first movie, and it's only a slight glimpse. If you only watch Iron Man and only watch that one scene, it's a good movie, but it doesn't build much on Tony's character other than his change from, wanting to be weapons developer not caring to more caring person. But he doesn't care fully, not until we get to Endgame. And we've seen all these other movies where he's developed. These other characters are going to have the exact same thing happen to them. We've gotten small character arcs out of them, right? With Yelena, getting the character arc of like learning to grow past the family and learning to grow more closer with her family and stuff. But obviously she's going to have more character development as the series, or as Marvel has her in more movies. All right. So that's also not a fair point to make. And I feel the thing is that the reason she didn't die in this movie was because it's supposed to be not a foreshadowing, but like a better explanation for why Natasha was more willing to send her off or jump off for the Soul Stone, right? Yelena sacrificing herself showed Natasha, right, from being this person that was very much more like, I want my family to like, but I still want my own safety, to being willing to sacrifice herself for the greater good, right? Is this movie helps to build on that idea, right? And this entire movie is, at the heart of it, a family film, right? It's supposed to be Natasha growing and learning those ideals of a family that she very much shows deeply in Endgame, right?
Yeah.
That family scene felt a little short, and
I think that's a fair point. One thing, by the way, Josh,
pretty short.
I think a little disclaimer for you, Josh, is that we're not here to bash you. People like you who criticize movies is what keep movies great. So
yeah, it's what keeps movies from improving.
Yeah,
it's not a bashing. This is just my personal opinion, and I'm sometimes wrong. But also, you're definitely wrong in the situation, Josh. 100% wrong.
Josh is completely wrong because it's his own opinion. I could see some points that he's brought up.
He has some points. Sure, some of the family stuff does kind of fall flat, right? But it's supposed to be Natasha's build up to how she ends up in Endgame, right? Because this movie happens directly after Civil War, or like somewhere around.
I think it was before
from Civil War. It's supposed to happen from Civil War, and then what was it? What was the one before Endgame? Infinity Wars.
Yeah, Infinity War.
Yeah, it's supposed to be in the middle of that, so it is our in between ground from how Natasha is from that and how she builds up better on her willingness to self-sacrifice, on her willingness to be more engaged with her family, on her willingness to sacrifice for herself for the greater good. It's supposed to be more of this is how she came from this to this. Fill in some more gaps. That's what this movie was mainly built for, as well as, build up other characters of the Marvel MCU. That is what this main movie's purpose is. So to judge it based on itself, while fair, isn't the entire picture that Marvel has for this movie. All of Marvel's movies fit in a timeline and fit in a how the character progresses thing. For example, you can argue Iron Man 3, terrible movie. I would agree with you. It isn't that good of a movie, but it also helps to show Iron Man's, continual growth as a character from being the selfish, arrogant asshole and, to being more willing to self-sacrifice himself, right? And the reason why he keeps fighting, it's because now that he's a superhero, people keep, attacking him. He has insomnia problems. He begins to deteriorate as the Tony we know, and as the Tony we end up seeing in Endgame. Iron Man 3, not that great of a film, but it has its place in the Marvel timeline. And this movie also has its place in the Marvel timeline. It has its reason of being put directly after Endgame, after Spider-Man, and also why it's Natasha's send-off. You know what I mean? It has a place in the Marvel timeline.
This send-off could have been... This send-off didn't feel like a legitimate send-off in that case.
The send-off wasn't... It wasn't like a send-off. Endgame was its send-off, right? Was Natasha's character's send-off. This movie was to fill in the gaps between how she is from one of the movies to the other movies. That's what this movie is. Sure, you could argue that this movie, you could tweak it around a little bit and put it between Civil War and Infinity Wars, like its original timeline is, but putting it afterwards helps to, you know, better characterize how Natasha ended up in her state that she was in Endgame. You know what I mean? So it wasn't officially a send-off. It's more like a puzzle piece to fill in the gaps. Like, WandaVision isn't exactly a send-off for Wanda or whatever, you know? It's a puzzle piece to fill in the gaps between Endgame and whatever else they do with Wanda from here on out, right? So you didn't have to watch this movie, but this movie better completes the Marvel timeline of events.
WandaVision's a show.
I know, but... Yeah, they get the point. You know what I mean?
By the way, viewers, if you guys have opinions on Black Widow, share it.
Jared,
Comments.
Also,
that also brings up a point with like the show Loki, of like how it's continuing on from the. By the way, this is spoilers for Loki. Also,
spoilers for Loki.
Do you guys mind a little spoilers?
I don't mind it. I might not watch it.
A little spoilers of Loki. On the first episode, it starts off of when Loki. You know, in the separate timeline,
where he grabs the
he got the
thing.
Infinity Stone and then like
he
goes
grabbed
away.
The Tesseract.
Yeah, the Tesseract.
Exactly. Which is an Infinity Stone for spoilers. But anyways, he goes away and then it continues on to that, which I find pretty cool, to be honest. I sometimes don't like things like new movies happening in the middle of like things that are already made. But sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But yeah, I just find that it's kind of like that, where it's like in between two different.
It helps
movies.
fill in gaps, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to watch it to understand this movie and this movie, right? And what happens in between. You can more or less infer, but it like helps better fill in the harmony of those gaps. And that's what this movie was mainly about.
Again, Josh, your opinions are not wrong.
Your opinions are not wrong. My opinions are not wrong. No opinions are wrong. Don't start a civil war in the comment.
But if you do,
But if you do, one side better be Captain America.
Share it with your
One
friends.
better be Iron Man.
Share with your friends if you're gonna do a Civil War, so then we get more views.
Yeah.
Anyways, keep going. I need to check how long we've been going.
3 hours.
No, we've been going for almost now 30.
What?
Yeah.
Man.
You guys want to wrap it up a little bit? Josh, do you have any final thoughts?
Any additions to add that I can destroy?
Taskmaster felt like a nothing character.
Oh, that's right. I wanted to bring up Taskmaster. Another big portion of this movie that you complained about, Taskmaster, right? The thing was, Taskmaster and the dude aren't really villains in the sense of like people that we actually like care about, and like Thanos is a villain, you know what I mean? We see where Thanos is coming from. We see his ideology, the way he thinks and the way he wants to do his stuff, right?
Perfectly balanced.
As all things should.
But has to be some Marvel movies where it's like there's a villain. Obviously there has to be a conflict, but these villains aren't really villains, right? Like, for example, Guardians of the Galaxy, arguably one of Marvel's best movies. Do you guys remember who was the villain in that movie?
Me?
It was Ronak, the Destroyer.
Yeah.
No one remembers Ronak. That's not the point. He isn't there to be a main force antagonist for the characters to like grow and develop. The characters, Ronak is there to serve as a common ground for the characters to grow and develop with one another and help build up their stories. He isn't really there to give a challenging ideology to the characters and stuff. Other villains are going to come along and do that. These villains are to just help give a layer to these characters. But with Taskmaster, I think it's a little different. Instead of you're looking at Taskmaster as Taskmaster is, but you aren't looking at Taskmaster as Natasha sees it. It's another extension of Natasha's.
I don't mind a newly written character, but give them something.
No,
They gave them something, but never explored that. But hardly explored that.
well, I mean, Taskmaster is also probably going to show up in another Marvel property because Taskmaster survived, remember, and now she's with all the widows. So she's going to show up in another Marvel property. So, that's not that big of a deal. But the thing is, Taskmaster is also supposed to be another extension of the ideal of family to Natasha.
Family.
Because to Natasha, she sees it as the little girl that she had to sacrifice to find her own family. And it's another part of that guilt that she sees eats her up, right? So Taskmaster is more of a ideology in this movie of how family and stuff can be sacrificed for the greater good. And
Family.
the reason why Natasha's more willing to self-sacrifice herself is for her wrongs that she feels she has done to the earth and to a lot of the people for a cause that she no longer believes in. So Taskmaster wasn't so much meant to be a fleshed out character. It was more of a foil to Natasha as well, because like Natasha, she had like a similar family conditions, like parents and stuff that didn't really care about them, but kind of did care about them and stuff. And I'm pretty sure if she does ever show up, she and Nebula would have an amazing storyline if you think about it. So she's not so much meant to be fleshed out in this story. She's more supposed to be a foil and also an addition for future Marvel properties. Like I said, this movie is more supposed to be a thing that fills in the gaps and starts the Phase 4 Marvel, right? Instead of supposed to be a standalone film meant to, be a one-time boom and then never appear again. Because like I said, Marvel is very much storylined right now. That was a weird way to say right now, but anyways.
Still felt like they could have released this movie any other time.
All right, guys, final thoughts, and then we need to wrap it up.
Alexi's a goddamn idiot. I wish he was treated better.
I have other points about Alexi as well, but you know what? We're just gonna wrap it up and say Josh is wrong.
Hold on, I got a final point.
Okay.
Nerd fight. I'm just kidding. Okay, well, I think this was a good discussion to go. I think you guys were like discussing that for like 30 minutes. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this podcast.
If you guys want to continue our conversation in the comment section below, be civil. And if you're not civil, at least be funny.
I'm disappointed in myself, the movie, and you.
I hate you. All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Wait, we're just ending? Okay, I guess we're just ending.
Yeah.
We're having more of an outro.
No.
Never.